Back on the Civic paint project. The last video we got it primed up. It's cured now. I gave it a week, and now I've actually already started jumping into cutting to this primer. I'll show you a little bit of stuff I've done, and then I'll kind of show you how I go about doing it. All right, so right here's the spot. This is what I considered properly feathered out. Getting this handle a little bit better, but that's pretty much it. Laid out, this is kind of ideal. So we've got everything blocked out. There's no guide coat. Our edges are nice and feathered, so we have no hard edges. There's really no breakthroughs of metal. That's good. And we don't have any low spots. So this is ideal right here. So same way here. Got this spot done. Same way, we got it leveled out. There's no guide coat, no breakthroughs. All of our edges are feathered out well, so this is a ideal repair here. So as you can see, we still got a lot more to do. I started on half of the roof, started on a little bit of the trunk. Still got to do the quarter, do these spots, the fender, the hood. Right, as far as blocking goes, so whenever you're doing body work, whether it be mud, primer, whatever, you want to use a hard block. That's what I mean by that. Here's just a few different ones, a few different sizes. I've got a lot more than this. This is just what I had used recently. But I like to consider like Durablocks pretty standard. These are like a type of a foam rubber, and some of them are a little bit flexible. Some of them aren't. This one will be a little bit flexible. Just depends. You have to use the right size block for the size panel you're doing or the repair area. So what I'm getting at is a lot of different types of blocks you can use. I have some blocks that I've made. You can use PVC pipe. Sometimes break up a paint stirring stick. I needed a small round block one time, and this was a longer piece. That's the rest of it there. But this is a roll out of a roll of masking paper. I need a small block, so I just cut it, wrap some paper around it. So you got a lot of different ways you can do it, but that's how you want to be blocking with a hard block. That's the only way you're going to get a true flat surface. Typically, I like to block my primer dry. I've been doing a few spots here a little bit wet. Like different primers will clog papers depending on the kind of primer it is, and different sandpaper clogs easier. This grit, I'm using 400 right now, and when I needed it, last time I needed 400, the only thing my local store had was just some cheap 400, and it clogs up pretty fast. I usually sand primer dry. It was clogging up this cheap paper, so I done what I had to do. And I mean, a lot of times it's quicker to sand. A lot of times it's quicker to sand wet. Your paper will last longer. It'll cut a little faster. Just makes a mess. So I mean, there's different ways to skin a cat cape if people like to do it different ways, but we'll probably be using both methods here. But I'm gonna go ahead and pick a panel, and we'll jump into it and just kind of give you a rundown of how to do it. This car is a darker metallic color. I like to finish sanding right before the paint process. It'll be, for this case, sealer base clear. I like to use 600 on a color like this. We're gonna block it out with 400 on the block. After everything's how I want it, I'll come back with a DA and an interface pad, and I'll refine those 400 grit scratches with 600 on a DA. And at that time, I will prep the rest of the car out with that 600 as well. That's how I like to do it. You do it however you want to do it. But anyway, so we're gonna jump into it. And I'm gonna start with the thin block. And what I do, I just work in a crisscross pattern, all right? that way some. Now I'm gonna go the opposite direction. I'm gonna take long strokes. And this cheap paper is already starting to clog up. But you can get what I'm saying, see how all in here you have no guide coat. Got a little bit here, a little bit here, a little bit here. And the areas I haven't hit yet. So pretty much where we're at here, I know I need to sand more because I still have a hard edge here. Well, not hard, but I still have an edge here. That edge, you know, I can look at this and I can tell, well, I know these aren't necessarily low because this material is still very high, okay? I still got an edge here. There's still a lot of material here. So by the time I get done, I'll sand this material down some more. By the time it's starting to feather out and get leveled out, the surrounding area, these spots should be gone. I'll just take a water bottle, drill a small hole in it. Just let the surface down like this. You don't have to go crazy with it. Okay, we're definitely getting there. Still got a little bit. This spot's feathered out good. A little bit of build up there. That's really getting there. So we're almost there. So I'm gonna work this spot. Once I get that pretty well where I want it, I'll start. You got a spot here under this body line, and then I'll work the face of this here. So sometimes if it needs to be rolled, just softened up a little bit, I'll do something like this. Just soften that up a little bit. You don't want to square that off. If you get what I'm saying. Okay, there we go. Still gotta work this top edge, this top area just a little bit up here. And then once I get that done, I'll come back and depending on how it looks, I may have to just re-massage this. A little bit of a roll here, but you get the gist, so keep working it. Again, X pattern. So as you can see here, the guide coat shows all the low spots, the spots that haven't been hit by sandpaper yet. So there's a lot of spots. This hood was really rough, so it's gonna take a lot of work to get it leveled out. All right, there you have it. So there's a couple spots I just got to hit, but those will definitely come right on out. Nothing alarming here. We broke through the bare metal a little bit there. That's not a problem. So pretty much it. That fender's done. You know, these doors are pretty well squared away. These came out really good. Still gotta get over the edges and do a little bit, but came out really good. I've been working this quarter a little bit. Now here's a spot that I completely missed. Now I'm so busy working this edge here that I ignored some of this spot up here. There's a big area right here I worked as well above the body line. Somehow I missed this spot. So this is definitely low. That's not gonna sand out. So I have to come back, and work this a little bit more. And this area is I'll probably just go ahead and reprime this whole quarter panel. Because there might be some more areas that don't work out. And that way we can just reprime the whole thing. The trunk I thought was gonna be pretty straightforward. I ended up finding a little spot here. A few low areas right here. If you remember, we worked this area, that was low. And then come to find out it was a little low here. A little low here. And how we knew that was we were still had guide coat here, and we were breaking down almost the middle here and the middle here. See right here we broke down the middle and just about the middle, and we still had guide coat here, so I knew that area is a little low. And there was another little area here, a high spot, found a little low spot, and we worked that out. So this whole area on this trunk would get reprimed. This spot come out pretty good. These spots, gotta work this a little bit more, but the spot looked pretty good. Still gotta work these doors. I think they'll come out pretty good as well. All right, finally back on the car tonight. Let me get you up to speed as far as where we are right now. Starting at the front, we got the hood all blocked out. Came out pretty good. Really happy with the body work here on the front. That came out really nice. Had a few spots. See, we were breaking down the metal here, and usually that's going to indicate that we probably got a low spot in this area. You can see a little bit of guide coat here. So I tell me this area is a little low here. Same right here. You got an area a little low right here. But some of these spots, I'll probably just put a little glaze there, like a little glaze here. That way, once we prime it, once we do that, we prime it again, I know we will be good. I don't want to have to come back and prime it a third time. We had a couple low spots. We worked that out. So we're going to have to reprime that area as well. This door came out pretty good. You can see we had a few low spots. Got those worked out and feathered in. Just need another round of primer and all that. Same here. See, I just put some mud on there. About to block that out here in a minute. Couple little low spots. Not bad. Really not too bad considering all the damage on this car. So another round of primer on this. This will be squared away. Moving on this quarter, I got a little more blocking to do on this quarter. Got to feather this out. Got a few spots with guide coat here. We'll block that out. We'll see if that'll come out. If not, we'll put maybe a little glaze on it. We're gonna have to reprime this anyway. As you can see, we had a few spots here I missed. So no big deal. We'll get that all worked out tonight. These doors came out good. Need to feather that out a little bit. These doors came out good. This came out good. Fender came out good. Roof came out pretty good. I had to rework this area a little bit. Just the curvature wasn't quite right on it, and I wasn't happy with it. So I reworked that area. Had a couple other little dings, nothing major. Those will come out with another round of primer. So about half of what we did, we're going to end up repriming, which is fine. You know, we're this far into it. The car's a beater, but still, I'm this far into it. I can't leave all this stuff, you know, looking the way it is. So anyway, I showed you what I got to do. So I'm going to finish working out these couple little areas. We'll get some more primer on it. Hopefully in the morning we'll get some more primer on it. And I'm not going to bore you with that. You've done seen that one time. So I'll pick you back up once we after we get it reprimed, and then we'll go from there. Hopefully we'll be really close to should be really close to putting color on it. Once I just knock those areas back down, finish what little bit of the prep on the car, and yeah, so I'm gonna get that knocked out, and then I'm gonna pick you guys up right after that. All right, so we're now on the short roads of our prep, getting the car ready to paint. So now that we are happy with the car and its current form as far as bodywork goes and everything like that. Now we just need to go over the rest of the car. There's some areas that haven't been sanded at all. Those are going to get 600 grit on the DA. And the areas that have been blocked out with 400, like the primered areas, those are going to get refined with 600 on a DA and an interface pad. Using our DA with 600 hook and loop on the interface pad. So we're going over the whole car. Obviously the edges will hit by hand, and then the spots that we need to will come back with a gray scuff pad, and we should be pretty well squared away. Alright, so in that last clip, we got the car prepped out in 600. The headlights prepped out in 800 for clear. And we got the car done. I'm coming to you from the future. The car's already painted, save for a few parts that still need a little bit more work, like hood, trunk. Still got to prep our bumpers out. But everything else painted. Came out pretty good. I'm going to give you a quick teaser of it right here. Alright, hopefully you enjoyed that little snippet of it. But so yeah, the prep's done, and the next video you'll see should be pretty soon, next couple of weeks at least. I have a video up of us actually spraying the car. At that point the car will be painted. Then well, I'll probably do a video of doing some finishing work on it and putting it back together. But anyway, hope you've enjoyed the progress up to this point. If you got any questions, let me know. I've tried to be thorough and quick at the same time because I can talk all day. But any questions, concerns, anything, just let me know, and I hope we'll see you on the next one really soon.